What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a different video than what you're used to seeing out here. Today, as you can see by the title, is a what's in the bag and new club reveal for my irons. So we're going to get right into it. The goal is I'm just going to go through basically what I play with for all my equipment. As you can see, my electric push cart here, which I'll get into, which I really like, but the plan is just to go through all my clubs, explain what they are, give you a couple close-ups if I can come closer. Hopefully nothing's getting cut off here for the camera, but basically go through all the clubs that I have in my bag, some of the equipment I use, and then I'm gonna have to cut back in here. I'm gonna set up the R10's already here, but I'm gonna turn the R10 everything on and take a couple shots with each of the clubs, mainly the irons, just so you guys can see those. But let's get into it. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with, as you guys can see, this monstrosity of an electric cart. This is called the Kangaroo Hillcrest AB. So this was actually, I picked this up at the end of last season. It was a local place that I purchased it from. Got a really good deal on it. Obviously you can tell it's used. The best that I could tell, I got the user manual and everything, the best I can tell, these things, this particular one was made like early 2000s, so it's a good 20 years old. But as you guys can tell, I know it's a little bit far away, but this thing's built like a tank. It's a lot of solid metal. It came with some original really heavy lead acid batteries that's similar to the ones that you put in your car. Those weren't great, and the battery life on those things were at the end of its life. So what I did underneath here, if you can see, in here I only have one of them, but I purchased two 18-hour lithium batteries and I connect them together, and this bag right here that you're seeing that looks like a lunchbox is actually supposed to be an explosion proof and fireproof lithium battery kind of holder. So I put the two batteries in there, connect them here, and I'm gonna just pick this up. But as you can see, once it starts going, fully electric. So originally this thing was supposed to, I just use it basically like a walk behind lawnmower. If you guys are familiar with those, you just kind of walking behind it, you don't have to push it. So I just keep my hands kind of here, walk behind it, sometimes walk with my hands off, and then just on and off, and I can adjust the speed here on the dial. Originally it was supposed to have the option to, this dial up here, as you can see with my hand, you're supposed to be able to set the distance anywhere from like 5 to 40 yards. So you turn the dial, turn it on, and it's supposed to go say 20 yards and then stop. From my testing that I did when I originally got it in the front yard, it didn't seem to stop. So as you can imagine, on the course it would be a little bit of an issue if you have trees or water and you're expecting this thing to stop and it just keeps going. So I don't even use that feature. It would be cool. I know some of the newer ones, they have remotes that you can control, or you put the remote in your pocket and it follows you around. Those would be really cool, but those are significantly more expensive than what I paid for this, between the actual card itself and then the upgraded batteries. But I really like this. I was thinking, besides the R10, which you guys know how much I love and how much I use that, obviously outside of like clubs, but I think the R10, I would put the R10 as my #1 best golf purchase, and I would put this electric cart as #2 right behind the R10 for all around golf club equipment. Speaking of equipment, before we get into the bag, when I'm out on course, which you guys see when I'm on doing the course videos, what I have is a Bushnell Phantom 2, I believe, or it's a Bushnell Phantom. This is a GPS. I really like this. I keep this in my bag. It shows me the yardages to the front, middle, and back of the green, so I use this like 90% of the time. I picked up basically the cheapest rangefinder I could find on Amazon that seems somewhat decent. It doesn't have the flag locking technology. It was supposed to, but it doesn't work. But that's kind of what you get for the price. But I just use this for, I use the GPS like 90% of the time, and for this, all I really use this for is to shoot bunkers or to shoot like tree lines to see how far, if I need to lay up on a shot. But for everything else, I've had people that have really expensive rangefinders and I stand right beside them on like a par 3 tee box or something. I have this, and depending on where the flag is, I can tell based on like the middle of the green where the flag is, and this GPS is always within like a couple yards of when people actually shoot the flag with their expensive rangefinder. So really like both of these. Obviously, if I had to recommend one, I would go with the Bushnell or any kind of GPS. I really like that. In addition to that, some people love it, some people hate it. I usually hook up a Bluetooth speaker and listen to some music. This is the Ultimate Ears Mega Boom, I think it is. 360 degree wireless mic, or wireless speaker rather, works really well, great battery life, sounds fantastic on course. I don't blast it. I'm not one of those people that play really offensive, obnoxious music and really loud. Usually I play like 70s to 80s rock, so if I'm playing with some older people or a little bit older than me, I like that music anyways, but generally speaking, my thinking is if they hear the music and somewhat kind of like the music, they can't be too angry about it. So I usually have this hooked up somewhere, as you can see. This is a new bag, so I haven't even hooked this up, but likely what I'll do is I just clip this on somewhere and have that going with my phone while I'm on course to listen to music. While I'm thinking about it, one other thing that I do like, I don't use it a whole lot, but this Kangaroo cart actually has the seat, so pretty cool. You're sitting in between shots, you can take it easy, take a load off for a little bit. Spring loaded. This seat comes off, this cart breaks into 3 parts, so this handle comes off, the front wheel comes off, and then this main unit with the motor and the wheels is one section, and then this seat comes off. And if I wanted to, they actually make, I would probably have to buy them used at this point. Kangaroo still makes carts, but they're really expensive now. They're like anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 usually. From what I've seen, they're like $1,700-1,800 for the brand new ones, but they actually make different attachments you can put on here. So I've seen coolers people do, they have ball washers, they have club cleaners, they have different kind of cool attachments. Personally, this one came with the seat, which I would have picked anyways, so I really like that. Has a scorecard holder, came with the drink holder, which is nice, and I attached, this is actually just a file holder that I kind of redneck jerry rigged on there, but I really like this. I toss chips in here, Gatorade, a bunch of water bottles, any kind of snacks, phone charger, that kind of thing. I toss that in there, so that comes in really handy. I think that's what I have for equipment. So moving on to the bag itself, when I bought the irons about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I have been looking for and wanting a newer bag. My old bag was a really light stand bag, which works good if you're kind of walking around with it. I don't walk, I walk, but I don't carry my bag. But the problem was it had the stand, so the tripod, and it didn't sit great on here. So this is a Hot Z 3.5 cart bag, and it actually has 14-way top, and what I really bought this for was it has 14 individual full-length dividers. So it's like pretty thick nylon material that goes in between each of the clubs. So this thing's kind of packed to the gills right now, but the clubs go in and come out really, really smooth. They don't get all bundled up and bunched up at the bottom of the bag, which I like. So the 14-way divider, the full-length divider, is really cool. Haven't used the clubs themselves or this bag on course yet. Seems like it would be fine though, but got tons of different pockets. It sits really good on here, so liking the bag so far. As for things outside of the actual clubs, I keep 2, I guess you can call them alignment rods. I actually picked these up. Hopefully I'm still in frame. I got these at Home Depot. They're fiberglass. I think they're for plowing. They're like $2 a piece, so I got 2 of them. I actually don't really even use these, but just in case I want to plop them down on the range or something, they're always good to have. I keep these in the bag. I have a ball retriever in here just in case I get into trouble, which I most of the time do. And in addition, I just keep it in my bag. Sometimes I warm up with it, but mainly just back here when I'm doing my speed training. This is a speed training stick with the 3 removable weights, so you can go through all the different kind of protocols. This is good. I just leave it in the bag. Starting now with the bag and the clubs themselves. As you guys saw with the driver, I'll get behind the camera so you guys can see. This is with my dog cover. I have a Labrador Retriever, so I really like this head cover, but I have the Sim 2 driver. This is the 2021 model. It is an 8-degree driver head. Originally I had it turned up to higher, so it was playing at 10 degrees. Lately I was overcooking things left, so I put it back down to standard, so it's playing at 8 degrees. And I originally purchased it with the extra stiff hazardous smoke RDX black. I think it was 70 grams, something like that, or 65 maybe. But as you can see, I'm not looking at it, but I ended up switching it out. So this is actually a 3-wood shaft. This is the Fujikura Pro 73 gram stiff flex 3-wood shaft, so a little bit shorter, a little bit better control. My plan is to use this for a while. I like the control and the shorter club length of this, or the shaft length, and my goal is, and the plan is to once I get into prime golf season with my swing speed going up between swing speed training and hotter temperatures and not having to be completely bundled up out here, probably move into that longer extra stiff shaft eventually once the summer gets going. But let me get behind the camera here so you guys can see just a little bit of a close-up. Sim 2 driver head, again, really good looking driver. I like the performance. It's hotter off the club than my other ones. 8 degrees, you can see there. Put this back in the bag. Now, the other clubs in here at the top of the bag or bottom of the bag, I don't know which one it is. There's still, I have a couple extra clubs in here than I would be playing. I don't play in, obviously, any kind of real tournament, so it doesn't really matter as much to have exactly 14. But my next club would be, which I'm starting to experiment more with, a 15 degree, I think it is, yeah, 15 degree original RBZ 3 wood. So this is just a regular RBZ shaft, the Icon 5 stiff flex shaft, 15 degrees, not adjustable. This is old, this is from 2012, but I've been hitting it off the deck, been experimenting with it, and from what I've been seeing, I've been getting anywhere between 250 and 260 with this club off the deck. So not the easiest to hit, as some of you, I guess, 3 woods are kind of love or hate kind of thing. Generally speaking, I'm not someone to hit it off the tee. I would either just hit driver or hit some kind of iron if it's a shorter hole or I have to lay up. But this is basically just for long par 4s where I get myself in trouble, or par 5s where I have, like, 250, 260 into a green. I don't know, I may experiment. This may be coming out of the bag eventually, who knows. But after that, which is a club that I've been also experimenting with, which I would probably take out, is the RBZ Stage 2. So the original white one, that was 2012. This RBZ Stage 2 was the year after, so 2013. This is a Tour 3 hybrid, 18.5 degrees, and I have it lowered 2 degrees. So this is playing 16.5. So it's basically a 2 hybrid. Basically, I would pick between this and the 3 wood, depending on how I'm hitting it or what kind of course it is. But stiff flex, rocket fuel, 80 grams shaft. A little bit harder to hit, obviously, with the lower loft, but Tour 3 hybrid, as you can hopefully see there. Kind of beat up. I bought these used. Actually, all my clubs besides the wedges that I'll eventually get to are all I bought secondhand or used. So I'm a fan of doing that. You get a better deal. I don't need my old clubs, my old irons I bought brand new, but club prices nowadays are so crazy that I opt for a couple years older. So like right now, as I'm making this video, is 2023. I bought the Sim 2 like driver, which was 2 years old. Got a good deal on it, so great condition, that kind of thing. After that, again, I would have to probably take some of these in or out depending on what I'm doing, but I have a original RBZ 3 hybrid, non-adjustable, so this is playing 19 degrees, just the standard. Same thing, RBZ 65 gram stiff shaft. Again, bought this used, kind of beat up, but it does its job. Eventually I would like to get, figure out exactly what I want. Either get the Sim 2 3 wood and then pick probably either a 3 hybrid or a 4 hybrid to go with it. After that, going down would be the 4 hybrid. So same thing, original RBZ 2012 stiff flex 65 gram shaft, 4 hybrid, 22 degrees. And as I get into the irons here, you'll see I have some overlapping of some lofts, but basically driver, I'm seeing about 275, 280 stock. Hopefully I want to get that yardage up. 3 wood, like I mentioned, like 250, 260, 3 hybrid, somewhere in there if I hit it well. 3 hybrid, anywhere between 250 and 270, depending on how I hit it. This 4 hybrid, anywhere between really 220 and 250, depending on how I hit it, but the extra loft kind of helps out, easier to make some contact with. From there, in the big reveal for the irons is I actually cleaned one off because I've been using it out here. I'll show you 2 different ones, but what I did was, the big purchase in the off season was the Sim 2 irons. So my old irons, which you guys have seen me play back here for the past almost year now, were the late 2012, early 2013, depending on when you got them, but I bought those a couple years later. They were new, but they were the TaylorMade Rocket blades. So call them 2013. Pretty old irons at that point, but or at this point, so I wanted to upgrade. I went with the Sim 2. My dad and I actually got matching sets of irons. He got the regular flex graphite shafts. I went with the regular steel Max MT, the KBS Max MT stiff 85 gram shafts. I was debating going with something more of a player's iron, kind of like a P790. I still need a lot of forgiveness, so I don't think P770s or anything more difficult to hit, more blade style would be good for me. I'm a big fan of TaylorMade, as you can tell by my bag, but I ended up going with these. Likely I'll play with these for maybe 3 to 5 years, and then I'll reassess, maybe go with something like the P790s for my next set. These are, bought these used also, got these actually on eBay. The P790s were a good amount, almost double the price of these, so that was another factor. But I cleaned this off. As you can see, I'll grab, so basically I went, you saw a driver, 3 wood, the hybrids. This set goes from 5 through pitching wedge, which I got. These things are so loft jack now, like all the other game improvement irons, that this 5 iron I think is like 21 degrees or something like that. So this 5 iron is the same loft as my old 4 iron, and the same loft as a conventionally or traditionally lofted like 3 iron. So this thing goes pretty far. I see pretty close to like 220 out of it, which is pretty crazy. But I actually cleaned this off just so you guys can see it, and I'll explain why in a second. But for the close-up, really good looking clubs. You have that cat back design on there. Hopefully this is in focus, but the Sim 2 irons, this is the 5 iron. You got the speed slot from the 5 through 8 iron, and I cleaned it off, really good condition. These are basically like new. I mentioned that I cleaned them off just for this video because the Country Club Elite mat, when you're hitting them, you just get kind of black residue from the mat on the club. So I just cleaned off that 5 iron so I could show you, but this is what all the other ones look like just because I've been hitting them for a month or two. But 5 through pitching wedge. Really like these clubs so far, forgiving, tons of distance. From there, because the lofts are so jacked on them, I actually picked up a 48 degree wedge. So this is the Power Built X Grind, really cheap wedges. I personally am a fan of getting cheaper wedges and replacing them more often than buying really expensive wedges. So I think this club, this 48 degree, I got it on Amazon, it was like 30 bucks, so pretty hard to beat. Obviously it's not going to be the same quality as a Vokey or like the TaylorMade the high toe or whatever they're called. Granted, I've never had a really expensive set of wedges, so I don't know what a Vokey or a really expensive TaylorMade wedge set would feel like, but for me, personally, you see those reviews on Amazon where people compare the really expensive wedges to some of these budget wedges, and you get pretty similar performance. I'm not a high spin player, but pretty similar spin rates and everything else. But basically I got this 48 degree. I'll do the close-up if you guys want to see it, but I got this on Amazon. They had a bunch of different options, but got the 48 degree. I learned X Grind. I learned that almost all wedges they just come in stiff shafts. Or wedge flex, which are stiff, so that's good for me playing stiff or extra stiff on my clubs. From there, because I needed to gap this in between my pitching wedge and my other set of wedges, I bought same thing, got these on eBay. These were or I guess the 48 degree was brand new from Amazon, but I got this 3-pack of wedges from eBay. It was like $60 or something like that. I got a coupon on it, which is pretty ridiculous. These are also the Power Builts, and I went 52, 56, and 60. So carrying an extra wedge than I did in my old setup, just because of the loft jacking again of those irons. But good and a bad thing. Basically my 5 iron, everything is basically a club longer just because of the lofts. But these were brand new again, really cheap. But I would prefer to, for $60. Let me see if I can get these in here. Not the best looking wedges, I don't really care about that anyways, but the 52 has 8 degrees of bounce, the 56 has 10 degrees of bounce, and the 60 has 4 degrees of bounce. Again, pretty dirty, just the face of them from hitting balls out here. Was catching some of those by the toe on that one, and that one's a little bit better just from the dirt on the mat, if that's picking up. But so far so good. They seem the setup is a little bit they're a little bit more upright, or upright would be here. They're a little bit flatter. I don't know what I'm saying. They're bent a little bit different than my other wedges. My other wedges were all mismatched anyway, so at least these are all matching, but I'm still getting used to them. So far so good. I mean, I don't need crazy performance wedges. I'm not that great anyways, and again, I'm not a super high spin player, but that's what I have for wedges. And then finally, this video might be on the longer side, but it is what it is. Finally, for the putter, as you guys remember in my other videos, I had a mallet putter. It was a Scotty Cameron that was actually a hand-me-down putter, so I did like it. That was my one and only putter that I've ever had. I've tried my dad's. He has a TaylorMade just mallet or blade style putter. Because I had the Scotty and someone gave it to me, one of my family members gave me his hand-me-down Scotty. I used that for a while, but over the winter I wasn't putting it great. Granted, I don't practice a whole lot, but I went to one of those used golf stores, and I tried a bunch of different pretty cheap putters, and I ended up walking away with this. So this is the TaylorMade White Smoke IN 12 blade putter, and it has the pure roll insert. So far I've only used this maybe 3 rounds. I have been rolling it better. I do like this style. It's I believe 32 inches, which is on the short side, but I think my other putter was 36, so it's 3 inches shorter, but I seem to be, with my claw grip and standing more over the putter with my kind of chest and chin over it, and being able to roll it better. So I'm a fan of the shorter putter so far. But this thing was $20, so funny enough, going from a rather expensive, again I didn't buy it, but rather expensive and collectible Scotty Cameron putter to a $20 used TaylorMade putter, and I'm getting better performance. So that's kind of what I was talking about with the wedges. Sometimes I believe drivers and irons and hybrids, pretty much I believe in spending the extra money and getting good name brand clubs. I really like TaylorMade. Also the putter. If I had unlimited money, I would probably just get a nice set of TaylorMade wedges, but like almost everyone else out there, that's not the case. So yeah, I've been liking it. For 20 bucks. I'll do a little close-up here. Again, that white color, TaylorMade. There's the bottom of it, White Smoke. Had a nice grip on it. It was funny enough, the guy that in the golf shop when I bought it said it was $20, and he said I was paying as much for the grip as I was for the club, but just bought a head cover to keep it nice. I'm going to use this season, see how it goes. Maybe I'll experiment with some other stuff, but so that's the clubs. So if you guys give me a second, I'm going to move this card out of the way. I'm going to cut back in, turn the R10 on, and we're going to go through. Might have to just warm up a little bit, and I'm going to go through and hit some of the clubs and show you guys some of the distances I'm seeing. Alright, we're back. Set everything up, calibrated the unit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but started the season, I picked up some more bags of mulch at Walmart just to raise everything up and put some new mulch over here. So basically what I did is I put, I think it was close to 8 bags of mulch just on top to get some new fresh color and some mulch in here. Basically it raised everything up, if I had to guess, about 1 inch or 2. Because of that, I figured while I was at it, I would remeasure everything and kind of readjust everything. I actually found out that before, my R10 was a little bit further away than it should have been. It was actually closer to 8 feet, and I had everything set at 7 within the setting. So I moved it up, so from the R10 to right here in the middle of the mat is exactly 7 feet. And I have it set to 7 feet. Between that and the extra mulch, I think raising it up, I decreased the altitude a little bit, so I'm at right now, and what I'm going to be using going forward, at least for the time being, is 4,800 feet of altitude, and then sticking with the 65% humidity and 85 degrees. Basically, it's the same distance between the 48 and actually having the R10 at 7 feet versus having it at 5,300 feet of altitude, which I used to use, and having the R10 further back, but thinking it was at 7 feet. So basically, the distances I'm seeing are the same from that 500 feet of altitude difference. but what I am seeing a difference in is, in my opinion, much more accurate club speed and ball speed numbers. So in my opinion, some of those other videos that I've done in the past, when I pulled up some of the metrics, they were a little bit on the low end for club speed and ball speed, but now because the R10, the way, if I'm understanding it correctly, the R10 was actually at 8 feet, but I had it set to 7, so it was reading things a few miles an hour slower, as you would expect if I'm swinging here at 100 miles an hour and it's a foot closer now. It's actually going to pick that up versus if I'm 8 feet away and I'm swinging at 100, maybe it would register at 97 or something like that. But adjusted the settings a little bit, and we're just going to go through and I'm going to hit some shots. So, and to put a bow on that, again, I haven't used the clubs on course yet, so I don't know for sure how far a lot of those irons are going. But what I did was, after I set this up, I think everything was really close in the ballpark anyways, but I would, with my 60 degree and my 56, I would hit about 5 or 10 shots into the net, and then I would turn sideways like this, and I have about 40 yards that way towards the woods, and I would turn sideways and hit my 60 degree and my 56 that way, and I would pace it off, and I was getting spot on numbers from what I'm seeing here. So basically with the 60 degree, I was hitting it anywhere between 10 and 15 yards, and I would hit one sideways, go walk it off, and it would be right in that ballpark. And then same thing with the 56 degree. I was getting anything between, usually I had my 25, 30 yard shot dialed in pretty good here, so I would hit like my 30 yard shot a couple times and then turn sideways and hit it that way, and I would walk it off, and it would be really close to 25, 30 yards. So I think we're pretty good settings wise, and in my opinion, if I were to have a TrackMan or a GC quad right here next to me, I think the numbers would be pretty spot on next to each other. But starting off, we're going to go 60 degree. I'm just going to hit a couple shots for each of the clubs. Usually play this back here 10, 15 yards or so. I didn't warm up, although I said I was going to, but 16 on that one. Caught that a little thin. Open the face up a little bit. That should be closer to 8, 10 yards, 8 yards. Caught that one a little heavy, but as you guys can tell, I would just do this, hit 10 yard shots, and then like I said, turn sideways. That should be pretty close to 10 or 12. So basically that's all I need my 60 degree for. Generally speaking, on course I like to play lower bump and run, more controllable shots anyways. But moving on, I have everything set to driver. I'm just not even going to change that. This is the 56 degree. Usually I choke down on my wedges and I play this to about 30 yards, so pop that one up a little bit. 23. See if we can get 30 on the dot. Pulled that one a little bit left, but a little bit more than 30. Do one more. As you can see, I've been working on, I don't really care about the wedges as much, but the club path. Basically, as you guys can see, I have the total distance pulled up, the club path, and then all the way to the right is the total deviation of how far left or right I hit it. But let's see if we can get one. Might still be a little bit more. I popped that one up. Oh! Caught it heavy. 20. All right, come on, 30 yards. That one might be 35. 27. You guys get the idea. Right around 30 yards if I'm hitting it well. That one I caught a little bit heavy. One more, just because I want to see if I can hit 30 on the dot. That one should be closer. 24. This is my problem. I try to do something that's going to be more. 25. Alright, we'll move on. Either way, you get the idea. 52 degree now. I play this. I don't take full swings back here from my 60, 56, and 52. If I took a full swing, it would go up and over the net every single time, and I don't usually do that anyways on course, because if I catch it thin, it's going to be way long, so I choke down on these anyways. But right here, I choke down to my right thumb and finger to the metal. This should be pretty close to my 50 yard shot. 52. Should be pretty similar. Caught that one a little heavy. 42. 48, 49. The bag's a little bit further away, so I can't read it as clear. 49, but you get the idea. And then I take a little more club and I choke about halfway down on the grip. This should be closer to my 75-yard shot. Pulled that left, but as you can see, I need some work, but 78, pretty close to what I would try to play. Moving on now, this is where I start to, ooh, I forgot a club actually. I forgot a club in the what's in the bag. So I picked up, before we hit my 48 degree, because those are pretty expensive, new to me clubs, basically like new, close to brand new clubs. I wanted to pick up a kind of crap club to hit out of like crappy side into the rough, like out of like roots and the woods and everything else. Some people call it a desert club if you live in Arizona, but what I did was I picked up a Ping I2 3-iron. So this is basically just going to be my punch club out of crap conditions, so I don't mess up my my new 5-iron. But this is the 3-iron Ping I2 orange dot stiff flex. Actually pretty cool club. These are debatably, depending on who you ask, the best clubs, best irons ever made, most popular ever made, if not one of the best. They actually do feel pretty good when you square one up. I can hit this thing to about 220 when I really connect on one. This basically is the equivalent to my 5-iron in my current set. We'll hit those, I'll hit this eventually, but moving on, 48 degree. Again, I played around before this, so I kind of was playing better, warmed up for that, and then kind of cooled down to set everything up. Didn't warm up like I said I was going to, but this 48 degree, I've been seeing about 115 with it. Caught that a little thin. Again, working on that club path. That one wasn't great. See if we can get one club path to the right. Still left, coming across at 111. That was better. And there we go, 124. Pretty warm out today, so some of the clubs are going a little bit further, but basically that's my in-between club for my pitching wedge. Moving on to that, I've been seeing about 135, 140 out of this pitching wedge. Same thing, been focusing on the club path numbers. Again, the phone's a little bit further away because it's still on the cart, so for whatever reason, the club path, when you have that up there, it shrinks the numbers for whatever reason. If you have like the carry distances, the numbers are a little bit bigger, so they're a little bit easier to read from far away, but been seeing about 135, 140, somewhere in there with the pitching wedge. Pop that one up. So far, out of all the clubs, this is probably my least favorite club out of the set for whatever reason. Not a massive fan of this pitching wedge, but what was that, 128? See if we can get 135. .134, but that club path I don't love. Oh, that was horrendous. All right, one more. That was hit a little bit better. Club path though, so 138. Moving on, 9-iron now. My clubs are all messed up in my bag. 9-iron, I've been seeing 155, 160 when I hit it well. Hopefully everything's still recording. Thin and right, that was bad. I think I'm still coming across it. The club path was out there. 165 on that one, but that was a pretty horrendous shot. That was struck better. Came across it though, but what was that? 156. .162. 8 iron. Been seeing about 175-ish. Anywhere usually between 170 and 180 with this. Sometimes I'm still experimenting on how far some of these go, but that was hit pretty good. 178. Club path though. That was thin. Better club path. That was a little bit better. Still kind of came across it though, but so 172. Moving on now. I see a big jump in between these two clubs. 7 iron. I've been playing this to about 190. Hung it out to the right. What was that, 184 I think? Yeah, 184, pretty far right. I'm swiping across it. I gotta... Better club path, still left it out. I'm not turning it over. What was that? 188. That was a little bit better. 198. That's kind of the issue I've been seeing with these clubs. That one felt like it jumped off the face with the speed pocket. That I don't love, which you would expect somewhat. Some of the distances are a little bit, you catch one good and it really goes, but so that would be 8 yards longer. That could be an issue if you're going into a par 3 or something, or into a green, and you play something that's 8 yards longer than what you would expect, but that was also hit pretty good. Yeah, see, that one was 200. So that's kind of what I'm talking about with some of these distances. I really need to dial them in, but that was a little bit better. That's more of a club path and kind of a shot. Would like to turn it over a little bit, but 193 total, 0.7 to the right, 1 yard right. We'll pull up the metrics on that one just if you guys are curious. So swung it at 90 miles an hour, 119 ball speed. This will matter more with the driver, but minus 1.4 attack angle, that's all decent. Moving on to 6 iron. Been seeing, when I played the round right before this, I was hitting it about 205, 210 when I caught it good. That could be pretty close at 214. That one was a little bit lower. Caught that one a little heavy. That was further left, but that's a little more in line with some of the numbers I'll probably end up playing this to. Probably end up playing my 7 iron. Who knows, with the warmer weather, it'll probably, some of those yardages will go up even more, but I'm thinking 6 iron, probably about 205-ish, maybe 210. Something kind of like that. basically this 6 iron, same thing as my old 5 iron, which I used to play to 200. So that, I like that shot right there. 206, 0.8 to the right, 5 yards left. Nice little baby draw. Moving on, 5 iron. Gonna grab some Gatorade quick, make sure the camera is still going. It looks like we're good. Hopefully the mic doesn't die. If it does, we'll have to rely on the secondary audio, but I already went through the main parts of the bag. I'll go this 5 iron, and then I'll hit a couple punch shots and a couple full swings with that 1982, basically 40-year-old Ping Eye 2. But 5 iron, probably going to play this pretty close to 220, 225 maybe, something like that. .221. Before, with the colder weather over the past couple months, I was seeing about 215 with this club, but I actually hit one that was like 240 during the round I just recorded, so we'll see. Another one of those hot ones that jumped off the club. That was not a good strike. Obviously, longer clubs, lower lofted clubs, a little bit harder to hit, but see if we can get one 220. Caught it heavy again. Hung it out to the right. All right, one more. See if we can strain this out. That was hit a little bit better. 222. Still, I'm having a harder time turning over the longer, lower lofted clubs, but 222 total, 1.9 to the right, 10 yards to the right. Not too bad, relatively straight. Swung that one at 96, 129 ball speed. Kind of caught that one a little heavy as well, so minus 4.9 on the attack angle. That's not great, but you get the idea. Probably eventually we'll play that to maybe 225, maybe even 230. We'll see. On to now the 1982 Ping I2 orange dot 3 iron. So basically what I bought this for is, like I said, just the punch out club. So all I'm going to need it for is about a shot like this. Just choke down, punch out a crap situation, something anywhere between 150. Obviously the harder I swing, the further it goes, but just looking for something that if I have rocks or pebbles or roots, anything along the tree line at courses. I don't play here in New England. We don't have a whole lot of desert, obviously, so don't worry as much about like sandy, rocky conditions as people do in like Arizona or somewhere out west. But basically just a little punch out shot. That's all I'm looking for, but it is pretty cool. The forgiveness, certainly, with 40 years difference, isn't quite there, but if I take a full swing with this, you'll probably see pretty close to 220 with it if I catch one. That was thin, but like I mentioned, so what was that? Decent club path, turned it over, 213. Basically, this is the same, this is a traditionally lofted 3 iron. Basically, what they've done now, all the manufacturers, just to, granted, the newer ones now, with all the weighting and the CG and everything, they can launch higher and land a little bit softer, so they're not exactly equivalent, but in my opinion, it's more so a marketing thing to where they basically print a 5 on a traditionally lofted 3 iron kind of thing. But one more here. Oh, that was not good. We gotta hit one more. Also not good. I don't even want to look at those. nothing. Should have stopped after that first one that I hit 213. That was hit better. There we go. So, goes to show, these old clubs, 226 out of this thing, pretty crazy. You can definitely still get away with playing some older clubs, especially really good quality ones like the Ping I2s. But moving on now, we're going to go 4 hybrid, if I can find it here. Again, starting to get tired now, but probably play this to about 240 if I hit it good. That was struck decent, pulled it left, but I'm gonna save my back. You get the idea. 247. Club path wasn't great on that. Gonna go 3 hybrid. I want to hit a few drives, so 3 hybrid. A little bit tougher for me to hit because of the lower loft, but play this to about, again, anywhere 250 to 270, right around 260 if I hit it good. And that's not good. Didn't even read it. Caught it heavy. I'll probably end up, if I play any kind of money matches or anything like that, probably end up taking this out. I'll probably just go driver, take out that 2 hybrid that I, basically the 3 that I turned down. I'll hit that in a second, but I'll basically take this out. I'll probably go driver, 3 wood, 4 hybrid, because I just make better contact with that. But let's see if we can square one up. Low on the face. That was hit a little bit better. But still though, pretty similar distances to the 4 hybrid, so probably just go with that. But moving on now, the stage 2, this is the Tour 3 turned down, so this is basically a 2 hybrid. Low on the face. Super heavy. This is why I'll probably just go with that 4 hybrid based on that one that I hit good. These are going, that was terrible. Flared it right, but even that, 235, I mean, again, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to carry this and 3 hybrid in the bag. If I can just that little bit extra loft of the 4, I can hit better. That was another even worse one. All right, one more, and we'll go 3 wood. That was struck a little bit better, but still, I hit that original 4 hybrid good, so probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense if I'm getting similar performance out of those. But moving on to the 3 wood, we'll see. I've been playing it to about 250, probably get closer to 260 with the warmer weather, but I'm also getting pretty fatigued, so we'll see what happens here off the deck. Struck a decent 272. These Callaway super fast balls are pretty hot off the club, but I can guarantee you that will not keep happening. That one was left. That's a little bit closer to what I was seeing. 250, 260. at 272. Same thing with that 4 hybrid. That 4 hybrid, that one that I hit was kind of one of those abnormally hit really good ones that I probably wouldn't see. That 4 hybrid would be usually closer to 230, 240, not 247, but I'll hit one more here with the 3 wood. That was better. I don't know if that registered. That looked like the same numbers as the last one, unless I hit that one pretty much the same. One more. That was not as good contact, but still 246. So like I mentioned, anywhere between 250 260 usually. This is kind of a tougher club to hit, but it is what it is. Now on to the big dog. So like I mentioned, 8-degree driver head. Originally I was playing it with it turned up. It's back down to standard. I'll pull up some of the metrics on here once I hit one decent, but looking for 275-ish, 280 kind of stock swing. Hung that one out a little to the right, 285. Didn't get the club path on that one. Hopefully the goal is, with swing speed training and everything else, eventually if I put that other shaft in it, to get closer to 300 kind of stock driver swing. But let's step on one a little bit here. Caught it high on the face. Opened my stance up a little bit too much on that one as well, but what do we get out of that? 277, 0.2 to the right. That wasn't the best contact, but dead straight. That helps a lot with the 3 wood shaft in here, a little bit shorter. That was even higher on the face. You get the idea. 273. Alright, I'm gonna grab some Gatorade. I'm gonna try to swing at one. We'll see what the some of the metrics look like if I connect on one, ball speed and club speed wise. Pulled it way left, but that felt quicker. 261. I don't even want to look at that because that was so far left, but that was, if I had to guess, probably about 108 club head speed. Low off the heel. As Matt's messing with me, it's not exactly flat. Some of those irons and hybrid shots that I was hitting, the ball was kind of sitting down a little bit, but that was struck a little bit better. That wasn't as quick, but pretty good shot. Nice little baby draw on that. We'll see what the metrics were. 107, 152, 265 carry, 284 total. My attack angle, I was struggling with that on the round I was playing too. I got to get that positive again. Past couple days, or past maybe 2 months when I've been hitting them, I've been seeing anywhere between 2 and 4 degrees up. So let's see if I can catch one hitting up on it. And I'm going to try to swing up on it and try to get right around 110 club head speed. Now, it wasn't 110, but I should have hit up on that more. 105. Yeah, there's that +3 attack angle that I've been talking about. So that's what I need. We'll hit a couple more maybe. 105, 150 ball speed. That's the attack angle I need, but I just need better contact and swing it a little bit quicker. All right. 110. way left, 109. That was poor. Oh, I know I go through these quick, but sorry. Club path was good, we'll take that. Overcooked it left, 109, so right there with the club head speed. I tried to swing quicker on that, but poor contact on the face, so ball speed dropped, 279 total. Swung up on it. See if we can catch one like 290. This video is already kind of long, but hung it out to the right, 287. Didn't get the club path on that one. That should be quicker again. 109, 152, so landed on that. Was going for 290 with 110. All right, we'll go one more. One more. That one was actually pretty good. That one was off the closer to the center. Same thing, 287. Back starting to feel fatigued. That one might have been a tad slower, yep. Better contact though, so 107 club head speed on that one, 154 ball speed. Jumped up a little bit because I made better contact, but that attack angle, can't end on that. I need a positive, I need 2 to 4 degrees up. I need anywhere between 107 and 110. I want that club path still be out to the right, turn it over to the left. Good contact. Overcooked it left, but 286. Club path wasn't great. I don't think I swung up on that a whole lot either. 106, 153, minus 1.9. Man, I did just switch this thing down. Maybe the lower 8 degree standard loft versus the 10 is messing with me a little bit, but you gotta swing up on it. Nope. I'm not even gonna look at that one. That one was a negative attack angle, I can already tell. I definitely swung up on that one, but it was way right. Yeah, 4.9. Why can't I put those together though? 105, 149, 282 total. I just need to do that and turn it over. I'm losing speed. 279, 105, 151. Attack angle's better. I'm swinging up on it. All right, Gatorade and one more. I keep saying one more, but I hate ending it on a less than ideal driver swing. It's funny. You guys can probably relate. You work on one thing, you get one thing going like that attack angle, and then other things start to deteriorate, but it's hard to get everything working together at the same time. Didn't swing up on that one as much, but we like those numbers. We'll take a look at those metrics, but 288 total, 2.2 to the right club path, 3 yards left, so nice little baby draw. We'll take a look. Attack angle should be good. That wasn't as quick though. 107, 154, good contact, 3.8. All right, we'll take that. I was going for 290, so we're 2 yards short, but 277 carry, 288 total, 107 club speed, 154 ball speed, hit up on it, 3.8, we'll take it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully everything's recording. Hopefully I can piece everything together. I did 2 different videos between the what's in the bag and this. Hopefully everything goes together all right, and hopefully the mic and everything's still going. But let me know what clubs I should carry. Those 3-woods, or the hybrids rather. Also I guess the 3-wood, but 3-wood's pretty hit or miss. Don't have a whole lot of experience. I got to work on that more. Got to work on everything, but those hybrids too. Like I said, I'm probably leaning towards driver, 3-wood, and then probably 4 hybrid, and then down to 5-iron after that. Have those 4 wedges plus the pitching wedge, so I guess 5 wedges, but I'd rather have the versatility and the extra clubs for the wedges and the scoring clubs around the green. You use those way more often than anything else besides putter. Use the wedges the most, so another reason why I prefer to go a little bit cheaper price, and I guess quality you could assume too, but cheaper price for the wedges, and then if I have to replace them, buy another set of wedges in a couple years just for the grooves and whatnot. But I'd rather go that route, I think, especially because I use them so often, obviously, with around the green, and you use your wedges every single hole. Driver, you probably only hit driver depending on the course, possibly less than half the holes, most likely like 3/4 of the holes depending on the course. But obviously the point is you don't use driver a whole lot. I went all of last year without ever using that 3-wood, so probably very rarely use that throughout a round. Don't really even use the hybrids that much, but it's just the if I can hit it decent off the tee, I've got driver, and then I'll have anywhere between an 8-iron and under into a green. So those are the clubs that that I'm gonna have to get comfortable with, get the most performance and accuracy out of them. But that's what I have. So let me know what you think about my bag. Let me know if you guys have any similar equipment, if I should toss some things in my bag. I didn't go through the pockets of my bag because I don't have anything particularly interesting in there, just some balls and tees, extra gloves, sunscreen, that kind of thing, Gatorade. I am going to be using, I like these rubber tees back here. I'm going to be using them on course. I think I mentioned it in maybe another video or two, but believe it or not, there is no rules against using rubber tees. So there's no wording or rules in the USGA book or whatever the governing body is about the material. So as long as the tee is below 4 inches, I think it is, and I think whatever this is, I think the rule is 4 inches, and I think this tee is 3.75. But whatever the rule is, this one is below. I looked it up. This one's below. This is the highest tee. I bought a 3-pack on Amazon. It was like $4 for 3 different size tees. Whatever this tallest tee is, probably looks kind of abnormally funny and tall on camera, but whatever this is below. It's 1/4 of an inch below the maximum allowed. Not that that really matters a whole lot because I'm not playing official tournaments anyways, but going to be using these out here and going to be using them on course as well. So I have those, another set of those rubber tees in the bag. But besides that, for the final time here, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any similar equipment, if I should be adding things or taking things away from my bag. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.